What up, what up?
What's up? What's up? We're back. We're here.
We're not live.
Not live.
Nope. Rich Ramirza, my co-host, say it.
Brandon Booty.
My boy Booty. That's for damn sure. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I bet you're working.
Yeah. I've been staying busy.
Because we did not... it's been 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks, yeah.
Right, I interviewed the woodman, the carpenter.
Nice.
Yeah, fuck, he's something, I'll tell you that. So, how is the horn? How is the season?
It's good. It's fishing good. Good. You know, I'm still just throwing sows and
just fucking catching those spawning rainbows. Yeah, come on.
Half of them probably.
Probably half, maybe 2/3, right? All right, motherfucker, be honest. So, you know, I've got some fantastic news.
Let's hear it.
You know, I start off with that, and automatically it becomes, what the fuck are you talking about? But I got some fantastic news. The Fly Fishing Nielsen ratings came in, and we are actually at 40 listeners a week.
It's a big bump.
Big fucking bump.
Double it up.
Yep, and you know they've checked it, they've analyzed it. Doesn't appear to be any Russian porn spam or anything like that. I think it's actually legit.
All real people.
Well, real people that have nothing else to fucking do, obviously, right? I mean, literally nothing else to do. But I'll tell you this, and I can tell you why I know that there's some people listening, because I've talked about obviously my big D and how the podcast probably impacted that shit, right? And I tell you what, I met with my ex-wife's attorney this week on business.
Okay.
Meaning, this business, right?
Yeah.
So I fucking get there. And I can just tell this dude's chill. I mean, I just can. I apologized to him yesterday just because, let's face it, I was a dickhead.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to be in that.
Fuck yeah, I was a good dickhead.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a dickhead. But my point is, I had a good conversation with him. And you know what he told me? He told me he likes our podcast.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm telling you, this dude sure don't have to say this to me.
And it's funny because he don't.
Dude, I'm settling up, because if I don't, they're gonna beat me down.
Yeah.
Beat me down.
And he listened to it on a whim. You know what I mean?
No, I think he obviously listened to it because of the fact that I was talking about sensitive shit.
And not to listen to it at
and
first.
Motherfucker, I know I promised to never talk about this again on the podcast, but we all know you can't trust me on that shit.
Yeah, I'm not holding you to that.
Thank you, sir. So I really appreciated that. But even more than that, he said, I got a couple of friends that listen to it. And I was like, what the fuck? I mean, really? So, I think what you and I are doing here is good.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I mean, it feels good. That's for sure, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we'll keep it going. So, the first part of our segment here, episode 1, is actually we're going to talk about, my trip last week to the Bahamas. I did something rare for me. I actually took a vacation. This was not a hosted trip. The lodge that I go to, which is the Smith Wells Lodge, Long Island, Bahamas, was empty, except for me.
There you go.
Well, there's a reason. Okay, the reason is, number one, it's hot as fuck in Long Island, Bahamas in May. Hot as fuck.
What was the temps?
Mid-90s every day.
Dang. Does it get humid there too?
It's not so much the humidity, it's just the fact that, when you get what you want, and what you want is bright sun and no clouds.
Okay.
When it's hot like that shit smokes you. I mean, it smokes you. It gets you. You better be hydrating. You better be on your shit, right? So it kind of put the fishing down a bit too. It really did. I've been there a lot, and I've always fished it in that January, February window when your average temp is like high 70s. But the cool thing about the week that I had was that even though there weren't a ton of fish around, there was nicer fish around.
Yeah.
Nicer fish around.
I'd rather take that personally.
Fuck, of course. But here's the deal. Like with nice trout, they get big and nice for what reason?
Smart.
Fucking smart. You don't think they are because they got a pea-sized brain and shit.
Yeah.
But they're fucking smart. And bonefish are even fucking smarter. I had, in the course of 6 days fishing, at least 3 or 4 were above average weather. Just in terms of clarity, you could see fish.
Yeah.
And I can't begin to describe how many quality bones we came across. You know, good cast, decent cast, good enough cast, plunk. Motherfucker scatters a bit, now he's looking for it. Follow, turn away.
Damn.
It was like that all week. I still popped a few good fish, a few decent fish, but man, I got to tell you something. I had at least 3 or 4 of those bonefish that could have made my whole year. They were definitely 10-pound plus fish.
Dang,
and,
yeah.
Well, and they're, you know, the thing about bonefish, and I know you haven't done it yet, you know, they're such an interesting approach to you. They kind of like bounce. They got this kind of like subtle meandering. I mean, if you're lucky enough to get to approach a bone who's tailing and that beautiful nuance, then fuck. You know, that's what it's all about. That's you know, that's a 20-inch trout on the horn on a size 20 dry fly.
Yeah, and obviously it's multiplied, right? Because it's hunting them even more so because you're sight fishing them.
You're trying to drop a bug close enough so that they know it, but without blowing them up.
Yeah, still subtly. Yeah.
And fuck, dude, blowing them up means too much false casting over the top of them. You may not even be hitting the fucking water, but just that movement spooks them, right?
Yeah.
Pulling out line too fast, having too loud of a fucking reel. These fish are damn savvy when it comes to you approaching them quiet. So like I said, the conditions that we had that week last week was tough. Still caught some good fish, and it really reinforces to me about my January dates. Because, you know, again, you just have got a much, much cooler environment. And fuck, it ain't no 60 degrees, but it isn't 95 either.
Yeah.
They had 2 cats follow me when I left. 2 guys this week that are fishing. And that's it for their season. And they shut that baby down because of those temperatures and because of hurricane season.
Dang, yeah.
Oh fuck, dude! Long Island is just is the hurricane beatdown.
I mean, you don't want to be out there in that.
In the 10, 12 times I've gone to this lodge, they've had to basically redo it twice. You know, I mean, it's right there on the water, and you know, this shit is like, you know, 10, 12, 15 foot surges. Dang.
Yeah.
So that's like you and I were sitting in this rinky-dink studio and all of a sudden, you know, 10-foot tall water right on top of us. I mean, you know, it's hard to imagine that environment when you're out there and it's a foot of water, turquoise blue, white sand, tan lakes.
Yeah.
All that shit.
The most beautiful things, you know, are the exact opposite sometimes too, so...
I've done a good amount of saltwater fly fishing, obviously. And as I come back to all of this, I'm a bonefish guy. There's just something about it, right? There's something about the bone fishing. So it was very fulfilling because of the difficulty and the ability to not be hosting.
Yeah, that's gotta be nice for you right there.
I mean, you know, that sounds terrible, you know, when you know, somebody in our 40s is thinking, you know, God, what the fuck, man, you go on these trips and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I do, bitch. But I also got to make sure your ass is okay.
Yeah. It's
you know,
still
what the
work.
fuck?
It's still work. It's like these guys with office jobs are like, oh, I'm going to a work convention here.
God.
Versus I'm going on vacation by myself, right? There's a big difference.
I just think it's one of those things where there's a misconception, that is that, you know, these trips, when you have a shop and you recruit people to go, the bottom line is most of my trips, I don't fucking pay for them. You know, I've talked about that. I recruit 10 or 12, I go free. Fuck, I should.
Yeah.
Put some real money in their pockets, right?
Yep.
So that's part of it. But the other part of it is I want to make sure my clients have a good time. And so it was nice last week to just like not do a thing.
Yeah, don't have to worry about other people's happiness, you know.
Well, I mean, you know, I love the responsibility of hosting. I really do. I eat that shit up. I eat it up. But just that 1 week, you know, just to have that 1 week of just chilling and relaxing. I had a cool experience, and I'll share it with you and our audience real quick. So I have like snorkeled maybe twice. I mean, all these places I go to that are saltwater, fucking, you know, 300 yards over there is going to be a reef.
Yeah.
With motherfucking, Disney feature film under there, right? I mean, fuck, Elmo or Emo or whatever the fuck his name is in there, right? I mean, right. What's her, Ariel? Ariel's not too far. That's so bad. So I asked him if, we could do that this week. And, they're not snorkel guys. It's not like that's what they do in addition to the bone fishing, right? Yeah. But, they came up with a couple of snorkels and masks and flippers. So, we were in it. This 50 to 7,500 yard stretch on basically a sandstone wall that I have motored past with these guides 100 times. Know exactly where it is, know exactly, just where they would reference if I would have known, right?
Yeah.
We get in the water and holy fuck, the Disney feature started.
That's pretty cool.
Oh my God. I mean, what the fuck? My ex, she got burnt out on going on trips. And she got burnt out because it was all fishing. We took this measly 90 minutes and fucking snorkeled around all this habitat and all these beautiful fish. I mean, I'm not particularly some angelfish guy. You know what an angelfish is?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
The shape and shit?
Yeah.
Right. God, booty, you should have seen these motherfuckers. They were like goddamn turkey plates, man. I mean, they were big, and the jacks were everywhere. It was really, I'm not going to call it the highlight of my week, but it was right up there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You're like I should have been to this one time. Huh?
Oh my God! I mean, it was just one of those things where we're just kind of doing our thing. We're snorkeling, and all of a sudden, I get the point like, what the fuck is that over there? And 10, 12, 15 feet over, god damn, there's an oversized barracuda. I mean, this motherfucker was probably 5 feet long or something. I can't believe how thick this fish was. Again, we're down there snorkeling, and look, cuda ain't gonna hurt you. I mean, they have hurt people before, but odds of it going down is not likely.
Yeah.
Plus, but what? Why they attack humans? Do you know why?
Nuh-uh.
Fucking jewelry.
That's crazy.
Oh man, it's like a fucking Panther Martin.
The shiny stuff.
The shiny stuff fucking attracts them. And that's legit. Like that can be an issue. So, it wasn't like I'm out there with, like fucking Diddy or anything out there, right? I wasn't fucking full blown.
Yeah.
I took some of it off. You know what I mean? But the snorkeling experience on that week really showed me that as a host, I should try to integrate some different shit in those trips, because it didn't matter after that about fishing at all.
Yeah, I think that'd be quite the experience. I think people would like that a lot. We
went right back into it, so it wasn't like, we didn't fish in the afternoon. But man, I got to tell you straight up, man, that was a real benefit in life. So snorkel, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Shit.
I think there's opportunity there to do like a husband-wife package, right? Where you're fishing half the time and doing other stuff half the time. But
what if you don't have a wife?
A significant other? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Your partner?
Oh, I guess your partner.
Your baby?
Yep.
You bring your baby, sugar baby. Kidding. Okay, so the other thing is about this week is being the only dude there. I got to fish with my 2 favorite guides out of the 6 days. I've never had that luxury.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way. Can you tell me one backup that Tom Brady ever had?
No.
Really?
I'm not a huge football guy.
Okay, well, you probably can't, right?
No, I can't.
Okay, and that's because he fucking overshadowed anybody under his tutelage, right? During that time. So these 2 guys, Jerry Cartwright, right, and Clyde Knowles, I've talked about him before. It's just money with them. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. And both of those guys got me on some really nice fish during the course of the week. One scenario comment. So, I think it was my 3rd or 4th day, and I'm fishing with Jerry. Jerry's funny. Jerry's a big bohemian. He's a big dude on a skiff. He's a big fucking dude, and he's funny. He doesn't talk a lot, but when he does, it's always fucking clever. Every fucking sentence is clever with this dude, right? So we're looking for Bonezilla, right? We're looking for an oversized fish. And fuck, booty, all of a sudden, I spot this, maybe 60, 75 yards away. White sand. Definitely a fish. I'm like, Bonezilla. That's a fucking oversized bone over there. And Jerry's like, that's something. Don't know what it is. That's something, right? Pull. Fuck. It's a nice permit. Right? Yeah. Right there. Fucking clueless that we're there. Which, in Mexico, they would never be clueless you're not there. Or that you're there.
Yeah.
They're going to fucking know every single time. I mean, they get fished so much. The Bahamas, where I'm at, not so much. So, my gal gives me a good crab rod exchange. It's like a fucking, 4x400 baton exchange, man. It's a fucking, you get it?
Yeah.
You get that shit? Because we're coming in on it. And you can't make any fucking sound. She gets me that rod quick. Get that bug off of there. Crouch down. Slow peels. So I don't spook this motherfucker, right? Slow peels. A crab is like putting a fucking tether ball at the end of a 6-weight. It's an awkward fly to cast. And I don't fish them a lot. Even when I fish for permit, I fish for shrimp, with shrimp patterns, most of the time in Mexico. But hey, tipping my fly lines out of my tip top, I'm ready to go. 15 feet, 18 feet, 20 feet from this fish who's fucking meandering. Don't know we're there.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Second cast, a little short, but no harm, no foul. He doesn't even know it. One pullback cast, one cast. It's about 3 or 4 feet from his head. He fucking hears it. Soon as that fucking bug hits the water, he's on his way over to investigate. Pull, follow, pull, follow. I'm like, fuck, you're kidding me. I mean, this could happen, right? Out of fucking nowhere comes this big cuda. This big fucking barracuda. Doesn't eat the thing, but just does enough to spook the fucker. And of course, now this permit's gone. But we never saw this barracuda as we were. I mean, this is a foot or two of water. We never saw this barracuda. So that just tells you, the stakes in this shit, right?
What were you thinking when that barracuda came?
Fuck. That's what I thought. Fuck. God damn it, motherfucker. So, and the reason to get a chance to see that was cool. And to get a chance to drop that crab, which is a Doug McKnight pattern, the Danger Muffin, that's what I was fishing, and know that fish heard it, and have it kind of scurry around a little bit nervous for a second, and then go right back over to where that sound came from. Those fucking saltwater fish are hunters, brother. They're just fucking hunters. They are, man. So anyway, that's the end of episode 1. We'll be back with episode 2 shortly. Booty, anything else?
Nothing. I love that story about the permit. I would have been. It's exciting to see, but I also would have been pissed.
Dude, my dick shrunk. That's how bad that was. My dick shrunk. Anyway, all right. So we're out. Episode 2 coming up.